Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to discuss about the introduction of what is data structure. So, we'll be discussing your second semester computer science topic or subject called as data structure. Okay. Now, briefly, we'll be discussing first coming across the main topic, which is data. So, when you consider data is any value. Okay, any set of values or any kind of value what you have is consider it as data. For example, if I write any number, numerical value 20, it is considered as a data. What kind of data? It is integer data. Okay, similarly we have many other kind of data values, like if I write something like 2.456, it is floating value, and if I write a single character like A, this is a character value. If I write a group of characters like ABC, this is called as string. So all these things will consider it as data. So in this subject we are going to discuss how I can store the data in a different structures which can help in processing the data better. Okay, so in this subject we are going to study what is data and what are the different ways or different structures of storing the data, and how to retrieve the data, and what is the uses of storing the data in different structures. Those things we are going to discuss in this topic called as in this subject called as data structure. Okay, so we have already discussed like the data types like integer, float, character, as well as boolean and double. It goes on. Okay, now so as we have discussed these topics already, so I'm not going to explain how to declare a variable, how to access a variable. That things will not be discussed because that is already discussed in your first semester. Okay, now these are the data types you have. Now coming for the topic, now as I told you, what is the data? Data is nothing but any value. Okay, any value or any facts or any values will consider it as data. And next coming for, we need to discuss what is an entity, what is an object. So data is not, or entity is nothing but an object. Okay, so what is an object is any object or anything that has properties. Anything which has properties is considered as an entity. So what is an entity? Entity is an object which contains properties. Now we'll see what is property. Property in the sense it explains about the object. For example, if I say a vehicle, a car, okay, so car is an object, so which contains several properties, like what is the color of the car, that is a car, and what is the make of the car, which company has produced that car, and other details, how many what is the horsepower of the car, what is the engine capacity, all those things, how many, what is the seating capacity, all those things will describe about the car. So these descriptions what we have will consider it as properties, which will be representing an entity. So an entity is any real world object which contains properties. You can consider anything, any object which has some set of properties will consider it as entity. Next we'll discuss what is entity set. What is the meaning of entity set? Entity set is any set of any entities which has same properties. For example, if I say a car, so car is a simple entity. For example, if I write something like any car name, I'll just write like Maruti 800 or something like that. So this is an entity. right? So this is a entity which has some features, okay, which is a car, it has some features. Similarly, we'll have many other cars. So I have car 2, second car, and then third car. So this car is made by some other company and this car is built by some other company. So it has its own features and it has its own features or properties. Now when I group these entities which has similar properties together, which will consider it as entity set. Okay, what is entity set? Entity set is nothing but collection of entities with similar properties. Any set of entity or collection of entities with similar set of properties will consider it as entity set. Okay, now while coming across these things, when I say entity and entity set, say for example I want to store information about a car. Okay, so if I want to store information about the car, instead of writing in the form of a sentence, if I create a table like this, and I'll name it as, the table name as car, which contains several details like which company it belongs to, what is the name of the car, and say for example I'll just give what is the engine capacity, engine type or engine size. Okay, now car is an entity. So in this table I can create or I can save or I can store the details of several cars which will be having company name, for example BMW and Volkswagen or something like that, and I'll give the car name like say XUV or something like that, and BMW Polo, and give like 3.2 cc as well as 2.5 cc engine or something like that. Okay, now if car is an entity which has some properties like company name and engine type. Okay, now each and every this property will consider it as a field. Okay, so when I consider each and every property that represents an entity, this property they will be representing one entity. Okay, so this name will be representing the car, again this name will be representing one more car which is developed by or manufactured by Volkswagen. So like that, this each and every property what we have will consider it as field. Okay, and the set of values that we are given for a field, whatever value we have given, which is considered as domain. Domain is nothing but the group or set of values. So domain is values. So values for given to which thing, the values of which are given to the property or a field of a object will consider as domain. Okay, so these are the basic things that we need to do or we need to understand while studying about what is a data structure. So in the data structure we'll come across the concept of data, which are nothing but the values, and we'll come across what is entity. So what is entity? Entity is an object. And what is the entity set? When you have collection of entities which has similar properties, which we'll consider as entity set. And we'll come across when you are storing the data in the form of a table, so where each and every property will consider as field, and this value what is called as, say for example the set of values that you have given for one particular field is considered as domain. Okay, now if I represent one row of value, this will represent one entity or an object. Okay, so collection of these three values will represent one car. Similarly, if I group these values which will be in the first row, that will form the second car. So this will be forming the first car and that will be forming the second car. So we have two objects, BMW as well as VW. So these are the ways that we are going to represent the data in the form of a table. So hope this is clear. We have discussed what is data, what is entity, what is the entity set, what is field, what is domain, and what is an object. Okay, so entity is nothing but a real world object. So how to represent the entity in the form of a table, that we are going to discuss here. Okay, so next we'll come across the concept called as classification of data. So next thing we are going to discuss is an important topic called as classification of data structure. So classification of data structure, so that is whenever you consider a data structure, it will be divided into two things. So the data structure will be basically divided into two things. One is primitive, other one is non-primitive. Okay, so data structure will be divided into two things. One is primitive, other one is non-primitive. So what does that mean is, a data structure, what is the meaning of a data structure or definition of data structure is when you're having collection of organized data. So when you have a collection of organized data which will include several operations, so that is considered as a data structure. Okay, so what does that mean? I'll give you an example. So data structure is collection of organized data which will be included with, or it will be representing also the operation that can be performed on the data. So for example, how we can discuss that is, if you consider an array. So we have seen what is an array, and these things, the topic of array we have discussed in the first semester. So I'll just go through the array topic. So why? Because we can relate that both the topics. Now what is an array is, we say that it is homogeneous collection of data elements. Okay, so when I say homogeneous collection of data elements, that is nothing but if I create simply an integer a of 10, that is nothing but I'm going to store 10 elements, and the variable name is what? A. And what data I'm going to store? I'm going to store integer values. I'm going to store 10 integer values into a variable name called as A. How it is going to be stored? It is going to be stored in the form of a sequence of memory allocation. It will be a sequence of memory allocation, that is nothing but continuously we'll have how many memory allocation? 10 memory allocations will be there for storing values into this variable called as A, and the data type will be integer. So we'll be having the indexes like 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on till 9. Okay, so I can store the values like 20, 50, like 25 and other values I can store into the array. Now if I want to access 50, I'm going to write A of 1. If I want to access this last element, then I'm going to write A of 9. So this is nothing but a data structure. So this is just an example. This is one type of data structure. So data structure is nothing but we are going to store the data in an order, okay, in an organized format, which can be used to perform several operations, which is considered as data structure. We can also consider, it is also considered as logical and mathematical representation of storing data. Logical and mathematical representation of storing the data is considered as data structure, which will be divided into two things. As I told you, first one, it is primitive, second one will be non-primitive. So we'll discuss what is primitive. Primitive is if our compiler is able to access that information directly in the form of machine level instruction, then it is called as primitive data type. So any data type which will be directly operated on machine level instruction. So any data type or data or values which are directly operated on machine level instruction, will consider it as primitive data types. Example, whatever data we have discussed till now, which is like integer, float, character, boolean, and you have like pointers, so other things, double, long, everything will be coming under primitive data structure. So here the compiler will be able to identify how much memory has to be allocated for each and every variable. For example, if I consider integer, by default it will be allocating 2 bytes. For float it is going to allocate 4 bytes. For character it is going to allocate 1 byte. Again for boolean it is going to allocate 1 byte, and pointer, that depends on what type of data type you are using. Okay, now so the compiler will identify the data type and it will allocate memory automatically, and it can retrieve the data directly based on the byte size. Okay, that is not the case when you are using other things, like if you are using arrays or structures. So okay, if you are using arrays or structures, the compiler cannot identify how many bytes has to be allocated. It has to be represented by the programmer. Okay, programmer will represent how many bytes of array you are creating or how many bytes of structure you are creating. That will be represented by your the programmer is going to represent what is the size of the array as well as the structure of the array. Okay, structures also will be represented by your programmer itself. So those type of data structures will consider it as non-primitive. So when I say what is non-primitive data structure, which is not directly operated upon machine level instruction, will consider it as non-primitive data structure. So any data structure, if it is not operated directly upon machine level instruction, is considered as non-primitive data structure. So hope this is clear regarding what is data structure. So it is organized collection of data elements which will include the access methods as well as operations of the data structure, which is called as data structure. So data structure stands for organized collection of data elements and operations. Now it will be divided into two things, one is primitive, other one is non-primitive. Primitive data structure, which is directly operated on machine level instruction, which will include integer, character, float, double, as well as pointers and other things. When you consider non-primitive, this data structure which is not directly operated upon machine level instruction, will consider it as non-primitive data structure. So now we'll discuss what is non-primitive data structure and what are the types that we have under non-primitive data structure. So non-primitive data structure. So non-primitive data structure will be again divided into two things. One is linear and non-linear. Okay. So when I say linear, as you know, linear is nothing but sequential. If the data is stored in sequential order, it is called as linear data structure. If the data is not stored in sequential order, then it is called as non-linear data structure. So linear data structure as well as non-linear data structure. Now under linear data structure, we'll come across the concepts like arrays, stack, queue, as well as linked list. Okay, so under linear data structure, we have arrays, stacks, queues, as well as linked list. These things we are going to discuss as a separate chapters, like arrays, stacks, queues, as well as linked list. So these are the major part of your subject called as data structure. Your data structure subject will be majorly concentrating on stacks, queues as well as linked list. Apart from that, so what does that mean? That I have already explained. Say when you consider array elements will be stored sequentially one after the other. Similarly, the stack elements also will be stored in sequential order. Queue also it will be stored in sequential order. Similarly, linked list also it will be stored in the sequential order. Next, coming for non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structure in the sense, if the data is not stored in a sequential order. If the data is not stored in a sequential order, then it is considered as non-linear data structure, which will include trees, graphs, as well as sets. Okay, for your syllabus we are going to study only trees as well as graphs. So that too briefly we are going to study what is trees and what is graphs. Okay, so any doubts regarding these things we'll discuss in the latest online session. For this session we are going to complete with this topic that is what is classification of data structure. I'm going to forward this to your group. You just go to the video, and if you have any doubts please let me know. Thank you.